radio I'm going to be fitting is this touchscreen one, which I'm just getting out of the box, which I've attached all the wires to. There's a lot of wires there, and I'll talk through everything in a minute. It's quite a common fitment for people to fit, is this touchscreen one. It is black, which unfortunately doesn't really match with the silver trim, but then arguably the Sony radio's gloss back, so it is what it is. So I'll go through what all the connections are on this in a second, but first I'm going to make sure this radio works. Right, I've tested it and done some basic setup and it works fine. So let me run through all the connections, what everything is. This is obviously your main power harness. It has the power harness, the speakers, and also has the steering controls and stuff like that. One of the wires, a couple of wires come out there actually. I'll have to have a look at that in a minute. This is the second most important thing. This is your aerial adapter, which plugs in there to convert it from a standard ISO aerial socket to Ford's little push on one there. Your DAB radio plug you don't use anymore, so you tuck that out of the way. Let's get that on there. Okay, so your aerial plug plugs on there. This here is a CANBUS box. As you can see, what this does is allows your steering controls to still work and the CANBUS dashboard to display properly. So that plugs into the main harness there, and this plugs into the radio in one of these slots. Now, you can only plug these into the right plug, so you haven't got to worry about getting it wrong. It plugs into that one by the looks of it. They only plug into the correct ones, so that's good. These two aren't needed. They are auxiliary audio plugs, something or another, I don't know. And then you've got this jumble of stuff, which you've got a microphone, a reversing camera, stuff like that. So let me sort out what's here and then I'll run you through what's going on. That jumble of mess, as taunting as it may look, is for a reversing camera, but it's actually really simple. Your reversing camera goes at the back of the car. You've got the AV lead, which is an extension lead, power, and into the back of the radio. I'm not quite sure what them red leads do, because they just seem to be a join all the way across, but I'll let you know in the description what I find out about that, because I'm not hooking that up just yet, if I get round to actually fitting that. These are USB cables, which plug in the back, and then you have USB sockets in the car. This is arguably the second most important bit that I've dropped. This is the GPS aerial that allows the maps and that lot to work. So you put that somewhere. A lot of people tend to put them in the top corner of the quarter window and then run the wiring behind the dash or whatever. I'll decide where I put that. And that just goes underneath the aerial connector down there. It screws on. I don't know where you can see, but there's another little plug there. You can just about see it there. That goes on there and then screws into place. And then finally, this is your microphone, which goes up somewhere like up there, and it can pick you up a lot better than the built-in microphone. And then that's just a bundle of wires, which is adapters for aftermarket amplifiers and for the microphone to plug in. But it will still work on the stock amplifier and stuff like that. So yeah, let's get this in and I'll show you how it works. So we've got the dash all back together. Radio's fitted, looks really good. Now, you need to program in some settings. So for a start, press up here and then car settings. Scroll down to steering learn. This is where you program in all the buttons for the steering wheel. They're not set as default. That's what the CANBUS emulator is there for do, is make this work and the dashboard display. So what you need to do, press on a button, so volume up. Please press and hold the steering wheel button. Press and hold it. It'll beep and say setup success. Next one. And carry on. And then finally, and that's everything now set up. So you can go through and change settings as to what you want, but that's everything for the basics now set up. You can see the volume control now operates the volume. if yours has the Bluetooth built in, this will no longer... Okay, not sure who got up to there, phone ran out of storage. But if you've got the built-in Bluetooth, it will no longer operate as it operates through the radio now, but the voice control button will still open up voice control. You've got to set up the voice control system first, but it'll activate that like that. But yeah, that's pretty much what it is. Have a play around and learn it. Pretty straightforward install once you get to know how it works. But yeah, there it is. You got your car link and everything like that on here. Google Maps. You can probably go onto YouTube and watch stuff through there as well. It's quite a nice little system as well, and it looks very OEM. So yeah, I think that does nicely, that does.